Zombies are one of the most iconic monsters in media, and there are countless iterations of them. If you're curious about every type of zombie, check out this video where I go over that information, or visit the description after this video is over. But back on track. Zombies. More specifically, my zombies. Zombies I have in my book, Death Flyers. If you're confused about what I'm talking about, then you are obviously new here. Death Flyers is a zombie apocalypse novel that I've been working on it for quite some time now. But if it's a book about zombies, then why is it called Death Flyers? Let's back up first. We need to know what caused the zombie apocalypse and the origin of the zombies. It's back in the year 2020, before COVID-19 happened. In our world, COVID started because someone ate some bat soup in China. Here, something worse happened. The zombie outbreak started. You'll find out in the last book of this trilogy what exactly happened to cause this, but it doesn't take long for all of Asia to be overrun by zombies. Russia, England, Africa, even Australia, they are all overrun within days. It has only been a week of the zombie apocalypse, but it hasn't hit North and South America yet. Sadly, they can only last that long before they too get hit. Our main characters are set in New York City, the Staten Island district to be more specific. Jacob, Henry, May, and Sadie only have each other when the apocalypse happens. Thankfully, they got news about the zombies before they got to New York, so they had some time to prepare. Despite all this prep work, there is no guarantee they will survive on their own. Sure, they have supplies, but they can't live in their safe place forever. So when they hear about a safe place, they are filled with hope. They pack up it for the trip and head out to hopefully find a permanent home. When night strikes, they quickly learn that those sounds they were hearing at their windows at night weren't some sort of rain or zombie noises. It was this new set of flies, a type of fly that turns you into these zombies. They managed to escape, but now they can't travel at night. They learned due to their headlights and the sun rising that they can't be in light or otherwise they burn up. Sadly, the zombies aren't the same. I won't spoil any more of Book 1 now because I have some plans for it that will be much more interesting if you don't know what happened. It would be a lot less impactful if you knew who would die in the cast. But now you know why it's called Death Flyers. In Book 1, it's going to be called Death Flyers, Year 1. You will follow this group as they make their way to a safe zone that they can call home. But I said this is a trilogy. So, what's happening in Book 2? Well, I'm not sure if I wanted it to be a book. I wanted to make this a video game of some sort. It would be interesting to make a game based on a book series and now have it expanded the story even further. Now, this isn't set in stone. I obviously have to get a team to make it, and this is years into the future, but it would be super cool to make this a game. But what is the second story going to be about? It has been about a year in the apocalypse, and someone in England wakes up from a coma, unaware of what is going on. The hospital he is in looks like a riot went through. Doors are hanging off their hinges, desks block entire hallways, nobody is around to explain anything. The main character has to break out a window and climb down 2 stories before he ever reaches ground level. He wanders through the city trying to figure out where everyone went. He does finally see people, but it's only dead ones. At least, that's what he thinks but then they start to move and attack. He fights back and kills one of them. And before you leave a comment saying this is just the opening to 28 Days Later, I made this opening before I ever knew that movie existed, so back off. This puts him in a frenzy, one of bloodlust. He kills zombies left and right. He goes into houses not to loot, but to see how many zombies he can kill. It's only when he finds someone alive in a house that he stops. He takes a moment to reflect on what he just did. He wants to leave in case he becomes like that again, but the person in the house refuses to let him go out. They spend the night together, and the person who was originally in the house explains everything he missed in the last year. Everything about how the zombie apocalypse started, with some bugs in China, and how going to anywhere claiming it to be a safe place is a death wish. This is where I have stopped saying about the book series, but I do know how I want it to end. I wanted to end it with the main character in this story meeting the main character in the first story. I'm not sure how, but I will make it work. Now, the last story. Death Flyers, The Last Year Alive. This one I wanted to make a movie. This way, my series is a book, video game, and movie, and each one continues the story where the previous one left off. This one I haven't thought of as much, but I do know the general plotline. All the main characters from the previous two stories have met up, and this is where the movie takes place. While the characters in the first story wanted to remain safe where they are and did not leave the protection, the main character in the second story wants to go to the source of this and try to find some sort of cure, something to solve this once and for all. The group in the first story talks it over and realizes that the idea might be a suicide mission, but it's better than rotting away in their protection. So they all leave and head out to China to find a cure. And this is where my series kind of ends. I'm not sure what kind of challenges they will face when going to China, if they even make it to China, what happens when they do find a cure, and all that other stuff. Heck, I don't even know the plot of Story 2 fully. I know I mentioned that Dave will be in the second story somehow, but you will have to wait there for that to be out to know how Dave is in it. I think it will be very interesting how everything plays out, and I hope you stick along good to find out with me. There are things I need to work on for this series, such as how they meet up. So if you wanted to help me, then leave your ideas in the comments. I read your comments all the time, even if they are old, I will still read them. And if you're curious about where this story will go, then you have to subscribe to find out. Now, before you go, I do have a Fiverr, and you can check me out at the Hidden Corner, where I will be a ghostwriter or proof your books and give you feedback on where you should go. While the prices do say $40, I'm not actually charging that unless Fiverr forces me to. They just won't let me set my prices any lower. But reach out to me regardless. And if you really don't like those prices and Fiverr just isn't working with you, then you can email me, which is on screen now, and it's very easy. I will make sure I message you back. But I'll ghostwrite for you and fill in plot holes or just give you general feedback on how your story should go. Alright, now it's the end of the video. If you wanted to know more about my book series, Desk Flyers, then get this video to 100 views, and I will announce what I have done so far. Otherwise, you'll have to wait until I upload it on my own time. Anyways, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.